When you've got a dog, you can talk to other dog walkers as well. I discovered borrowing a dog for a weekend. But it's hard unless you're proactive, unless you go out there and make groups, and then all there's these cyber groups. You know, it's it's getting real physical contact and trusting. You know, trusting the stranger. Yeah. I mean, what's that? You can heal your life, but it starts with when you first meet someone. Are they gonna? What do you think about them? Are you gonna?
I'm sorry.
That's all right,
babe.
Yes. It's the board.
All right, bye.
I'm so sorry about that.
No, don't apologise.
Right, I wanted to talk about choice. Yeah, with because obviously that's like the most. It's like with everything that's advertised, choice and kind of like being individual is almost at the epicenter of advertising, in the sense like they sell you a stupid product that you never realize you needed, but they sell it to you in a way that says, oh my god, your whole image depends on it, your future depends on wearing it or looking that way or that way or whatever. And to make it even better, we've got a choice for you. You can have it in this one or that one. Do you see? So you can live the life you want, but you can have it in either, I don't know, let's say genetically modified stuff or organic stuff. Do you see? So what I'm thinking then is, because there are people who say organic food is inferior to genetically modified stuff. Do you see? But research shows that genetically modified stuff is killing us slowly. And not only
research hasn't shown us that, honey.
I saw it on a website by World Health Organization.
I mean, what I would say is it's helping to slowly kill the planet, because what we're doing is lessening. Nature has so many hundreds and thousands of sort of variants. That's how we evolve. But when you modify it to fit, so the apple fits the hoop, as Marks and Spencer's do it, you're lessening the ability to evolve, to carry on, to grow, to keep the planet having its diversity and all of those things. You're
well, I want to know what the World Health Organization based their thing. I mean, I'm not supporting genetically modified food in any shape or form. I'm giving the devil's advocate view. The only way that it damages us is because to inculcate something with a gene from another species, which is what genetic modification is, you have to do it on the back of a bacteria. That's how you genetically modify something. So it is in the bacteriological form that I think the biggest danger lies. Also, with Monsanto have said they won't do it, this suicide gene, which is the biggest problem, I think, is the fact that all these, Indian farmers, African farmers, Indonesian farmers who are growing rice have been saving seeds that gradually adapt to the environment. There used to be over 2,400 types of rice in India. We have now got it down to something like 30.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Each district, each area took the seeds, and as it adapted to its environment, it therefore gave back to the people sustenance. By having suicide genes, which Monsanto have said they don't have, it means that those farmers cannot reuse that plant. They have to buy it in each time. That, I think, is one of the biggest problems that genetic modification has, is the suicide gene. I don't know how genetically modified foods can actually be killing us, except through the bacteriological aspect of inculcating one species into another species.
But I would say the fact that it enters the food chain means that we're
ingesting stuff that could be allergenic, like stuff that might not necessarily
But do you
agree
think
with
that
us.
maybe the Victorians put arsenic on food? I was reading quite recently about what the Victorians did to colour foods. There has always been an element of things within what we ingest that ultimately kills us. It has always been there. What we are looking at now is on a big scale. But I don't know how it is actually killing us. I'd be very interested to know how the World Health Organization are saying, and on what grounds they are saying that genetically modified foods are killing us.
Right, I'll look into that one again.
Because I don't know quite how it can.
What about with the pesticides and sprays and stuff?
Yeah, but the thing about genetics is you don't use them. That is the point of them.
Yeah, they're very. I mean, that they're a good idea. They're not a
that
bad
is the point
idea.
of them, that you
It is
don't
about
have to.
creating
That's why they were fighting
that will
in the
survive
American
famines,
courts.
droughts, and all of that. It's so that they can.
They were fighting in the American courts a couple of years ago, and I don't know which of the companies it was, to say that their product was organic because they didn't have to use pesticides or any other form of chemicals on that plant. That is the point of the genetic modification, that it had its own ability within the plant to ward off disease, to ward off fungal infections, to ward off predators, and that is part of the problem. But they were fighting in the courts in America to have their product labelled as organic. And eventually the American courts, or a court in America, and I don't know whether it was state or whether it was a federal thing, said no, you couldn't. But that is part of the point of genetic modification, that it actually has within the plant the ability to ward off these things. And that's why it's endangering biodiversity, which is a big issue, because all the insects, etc., that used to munch on these things, and then the birds that would come and munch on the insects, they're not there because the plants can ward it off themselves. You don't have to spray them. That is what they are genetically programmed to do, is to fight off predators. So you don't have to spray them. So that's not necessarily, they have been claiming that they're organic, but they're not allowed to label themselves as organic at the moment.